It's me, Mark from Mark That Complete. I'm back, and we're gonna see where this takes us this time around. Gonna just make some really easy videos. I don't really care about editing. I don't care about getting a great mic. None of that. I just don't care. So you can subscribe or you can not subscribe. It's totally fine. I don't care. So I'm just here to talk about video games. Obviously, you know I love games. Always have, always will, and I have a shit ton of them. So I've been thinking I'm gonna go through with this first couple videos and just kind of go through all my collections for different consoles and kind of just talk about real quick like anecdotes of what I think about certain games or what I'm playing right now, and just see, you know, if you like it, that's great. If not, I just won't do it anymore and it'll be whatever it is. So again, here we are. So okay, as you can see, I have this giant stack of PS5 games here. Obviously PS5 just coming out, almost we're at the 2.5 year mark already. I gotta say, I really love the console. It's right behind me. It's a sleek piece of work. Right now I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. I'm having a blast playing it, and there's a lot of games here that I have for this so far in a short amount of time, 2.5 years or so. And some of them I've never even played, and some of them I think are great, some of them I think are ass. So today we're going to start with the PS5, and then as the videos go on, we'll work our way down all the way to, like, I don't know, my NES and SNES collections, and after that I'll just start talking about the games that I'm playing and what I think about them, and go from there. So without further ado, I've done enough rambling. This is my PS5 collection. Alright, I got the PS5 day one when it came out, 2020. Took a personal day off work and sat by the front door waiting for the UPS guy or FedEx, whatever it was, to bring the PS5, and it was a beautiful day. And started off with a couple games that day, I think like 4 or 5. And as you can see, I've kind of built my collection up pretty nicely here. So I'm going to start in alphabetical order, work the way down, and you know, I'll make some recommendations, and let me know what games you guys are playing too, or if there's any games I don't have in the collection that you should let me know about. You know, I'll be more than happy to check them out if I ever do get the time. Real quick, I don't have God of War Ragnarok in this physical collection. I do have it digitally. I've platinumed it. Absolutely fantastic game. I just don't have it physically yet, and the reason being was because I wanted to play it obviously immediately at midnight, and I wasn't going to wait for the mail the next day. So I just got it digitally, and then I don't know, I guess I just forgot to pick it up. I'll probably pick it up on Black Friday or something like that. So anyway, here we go. We're going to start off with the first game here, and this is Aliens Fireteam Elite. I've never played this game. I bought it on a whim. I saw it was a pretty good price. I don't know, I just never played it, but I have it. I'll probably never play it, but it's here. So that's the first game on the list here, Aliens Fireteam Elite. I know it's a twin stick shooter. Looked kind of cool. You know, I don't know. It was $30, so I bought it. Next up, we have Bug Snacks. Okay, this is a prime example of I like to blow money on shit that I don't need. This game reminds me of a time when I was a kid and my dad told me that I should write a book called How to Waste Money. So this was a game that came with PlayStation Plus when the PS5 launched. I couldn't tell you what it's about. I know it's like, I think it's like an Animal Crossing or something like that, but it's definitely aimed for little kids, and I thought that it was going to be digital only. So when I saw that it had a physical edition on Amazon, I picked it up. Again, as you can see, it's sealed in the plastic. I'll never open it. My son can have it one day and do whatever he wants with it. Next up, we have the Callisto Protocol. It just came out last winter. This game gets a lot of shit, and I really don't know why. This is another game that I platinumed fairly quickly. Obviously, it gets a lot of comparisons to the Dead Space remake, and with that being such a stellar game, which I do have. I'll get into that when I go into the Xbox collection in another video. But I thought it was really great. I really enjoyed the combat once you got the hang of it with dodging with the analog sticks. A really spooky atmosphere. It was a little bit repetitive, but the graphics were gorgeous on it. And like I said, I platinumed it. I thought this was a really great game, and truthfully, I think that if you're wary of buying this because of the reviews you've seen, I would say give it a chance. Eventually, you know, it's going to go on sale if it isn't already. But again, this is a good Black Friday pickup, so I would definitely recommend the Callisto Protocol. Next up, we have Deathloop. Deathloop obviously was a timed exclusive for the PS5 whenever it came out. Now it's obviously available on Xbox as well, and I think it was always available from the start on PC, so it was a console exclusive. I really enjoyed this game. It got pretty good reviews. I know some people personally that didn't enjoy it. I thought it was great, but it's definitely one of those games that you just want to play once and not really go back to. I mean, at least for me personally, really great graphics, great direction with like the concept of it with the whole time loop theme. I really enjoyed it, so I would recommend this if you can pick it up for $20 or so, or if you have an Xbox, I might recommend it with Game Pass. So yeah, Deathloop was cool. Next up, I have Death Stranding, the Director's Cut. I also have in my PS4 collection the original version of Death Stranding, and I haven't played either of them for more than 45 minutes. I respect Hideo Kojima. I love Kojima as an artist, one of my favorite video game developers, and Norman Reedus is cool, I guess. But this is just one of those games. It's cult following. You either love it or you don't. I do plan to, finish it one day before Death Stranding 2 comes out, because that looks really cool. I don't know. I love the big, gorgeous world, and the concepts are really cool, but it's just one of those things that's very hard to follow, which is, faithfully how Kojima is, very cryptic, and you have to really read between the lines and what these games are about. So it's a cool game. I just really haven't played it for more than an hour, if that. Okay, this is probably my favorite game on PS5 so far. Obviously, this was a launch title, Demon's Souls, the remake of the PS3 game. I never played the Souls games until a couple months before the PS5 came out, and I had never played Bloodborne or anything like that, and I knew that I was going to get this because I needed a couple of launch games, and I got that pre-order so early with the PS5 months in advance. So my cousin actually had told me to try out Bloodborne, and that game pissed me off so bad I uninstalled it like 3 times, but I kept going back to it, and that game was Bloodborne's probably one of the best games I ever played in my life, which led me to play every single one of these Souls games to hell and back. And this one is the only, this is the second one I platinumed. I did platinum Elden Ring, which we'll get to here shortly, but I platinumed this game last fall, and it's just phenomenal. It's very hard, obviously, if you've heard about Demon's Souls or Dark Souls, and they're known to be incredibly difficult games, which they are, but once you get that learning curve, it's so satisfying. And the graphics, the art style, just top-notch, beautiful visuals, and just all the visual effects with the fire and rain, mist, everything like that. Just a really great game, and even though I already platinumed it, I think I have finished the game 5 or 6 times. I'm definitely going to go back to it again and again just for the replay value alone. It's a really great game. If you've never played Demon's Souls, I would strongly recommend picking it up. This is probably, like I said, my favorite game on PS5 so far. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. This is the first Devil May Cry game I've ever played. The second one I've played is Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, we'll get to that. But it was a really cool game. I did find it to be pretty difficult as well. Button mashers really, I call it a button masher. I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for that. People will look at me and say it's not a button masher. It's all about, just building combos and so on. It's a really awesome game, really great themes. For never playing a Devil May Cry game, I'm probably going to want to play other games in the series. I just haven't got the time to it. But yeah, Devil May Cry 5 was good, and I think you can find this reasonably cheap anymore. At $20 or less, you could definitely find it for this or Xbox. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5 was cool, and when 6 comes out, I'll probably get it. Here's another piece of garbage. This is Destruction All-Stars. Again, another game that launched digitally with PlayStation Plus. It was one of those games that was shown off during the PS5 reveal. Basically, it's like a Fortnite take on Twisted Metal. I have it digitally. That's why I have it. I bought it here sealed, thinking it would be worth something someday. It's complete garbage. I played one match of it with my friend and my cousin, and this game sucks. So if you see this game, it is free on PlayStation Plus. Don't even bother installing it. It is terrible. But again, I just have it for the sake of having it because I like to spend money on dumb shit. Alright. Elden Ring. Again, in that Souls family. Elden Ring is, like I said, the Demon Souls is the best game I think I've played on PS5, but Elden Ring is top 3 games I've ever played in my life, period. Now, I have it for PS5 and Series X. Again, I don't know why I do those things, but I do. So I paid for it twice. I did get the 1000 gamer score on Xbox. I have not made it past the first area on PlayStation because I already 100%ed it. But this is one of the best games I've ever played. You have to be, if you're a gamer, you have to have this game. I don't see why you wouldn't, unless you're one of those fake gamers that plays like Call of Duty and Madden all the time and nothing else. You don't play real video games. Anyway, Far Cry 6. This is a really cool game. Huge fan of Giancarlo Esposito. I picked this game up day one. Was really looking forward to it, but it definitely pales in comparison to Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 being my favorite in the series. It was good for what it was. This game, Giancarlo Esposito did a phenomenal job acting with it. I finished the campaign. I highly doubt I'll touch it again because Far Cry games are all the same, and I'll just wait for Far Cry 7 or whatever the next one is. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. This is very meh. This is Final Fantasy's take on the Souls genre. I believe this was made by Team Ninja, if I'm not... Yeah, Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. It's something. It's not very good, very cheesy. The dialogue is horrible, but the gameplay is solid. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's the worst game I've ever played, but for Final Fantasy, this is the retelling of the very first Final Fantasy, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade Part 1 HD, the sequel remastered plus. Final Fantasy VII Remake was a game that a lot of people, including myself, waited for years for. Final Fantasy VII, the original on PS1, being one of my favorite games of all time too. This, I like how it's executed with the combat, and some of the places feel very nostalgic, and the music is excellent, but my god, they butchered the story so bad in this game that, I mean, yeah, I'm going to pick up part 2 and 3 when they come out, but I'm so disappointed. It just feels like a Kingdom Hearts game, and it could have been better. I would have appreciated it more if they just remade 7 and like just redid the visuals for it, and maybe redid the music for it a little bit, just updated it. This is, it's good, but it's not great. I see here on the back, winner of over 220 awards. It's just because of the hype, so yeah. Alright, this is the beast that I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy 16. This is my newest game of the collection. As you can see, I have the Collector's Edition, Deluxe Edition. That is what I'm playing right this second. That's what I'm going to play after I'm done with this video. So far, this game is badass. You can check out the steelbook I got with it, and as well as the regular case. I'm loving this game. I think it's fantastic. I do have my gripes about it. The side quests are very, very go do this, kill that, come back kind of side quest. Not very fulfilling. But the main story is phenomenal. I can't wait to see what happens. I haven't looked at any spoilers, and the music is probably some of the best music in the series. It's a phenomenal game. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's exclusive to PS5 only, but I would strongly recommend, if you have a PS5, getting Final Fantasy 16. It just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's one of the best games I've played all year so far, bar none. This is another one of those games where I just wanted to try something different. I think this is a little young for me. I've never played or watched or got involved in any way, shape, or form with Five Nights at Freddy's. This is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Again, it was one of those games where I saw it revealed at a PlayStation showcase, and it kind of just, I was like, yeah, I'll check that out. It'll look cool. I did finish the game, but it was not scary. It was not good. I probably will never buy another Five Nights at Freddy's game again, but yeah, I mean, not too big on that one either, but I bought it. Alright, up next we have Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. This game is absolutely fantastic, 10 out of 10 masterpiece if you ask me. I'll praise this game all day long. This is the second version of this game I have. I do have the original for PS4, which I did platinum back on the PS4. I did play the Iki Island DLC when I got this. I never played anything else past that. I did finish it though, but this game is absolutely gorgeous. The music is amazing, the combat is amazing, the open world feels alive. You know, it is a little Assassin's Creed-y, but this is a fantastic game. Definitely one of those you have to have for owning a PlayStation, whether you even have PS4 or PS5. If you haven't picked up Ghost of Tsushima, definitely pick it up. I actually reviewed this game, funny story, whenever I had the channel a couple years ago, and it was the only game I reviewed. I loved it so much that I felt that I had to do that. So this is a fantastic game. Pick it up. Time out real quick. Gotta get a sip of my drink here. Like I said, I'm not worried about editing out, taking a sip of a drink anymore, or anything like that in these videos. It's just very laxed. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a pro YouTuber. I'm just on here shooting the shit, talking about video games because I love them. So anyway, the next game up is Ghostwire Tokyo. I really like this game. Again, another one of those games made by Bethesda as a timed exclusive for PlayStation 5. I do believe it just recently came out for the Series X, or I think it's on Game Pass. Really cool game. The combat it's like a first-person shooter, but with like ghost magic abilities. Very cool in a sort of open-world Tokyo. The ghosts and the villains were pretty cool. This game had really good side quests. I actually enjoyed them more than the main story, but I can say once you finish the main story of this game, it's just one of those games you really don't want to go back to. All that's really left is getting like these ghost, I honestly forget, it was like ghost particles or something in the air, and I don't think that's what it was, but I haven't played this since 2 years or so now. I forget if this was 2021 or 2022. Can't even find it. This was 2022, so this was early last year, I believe March of 2022. So it's been over a year, but it was a really good game. If you have Game Pass, definitely pick it up. Or if you just have PlayStation, if you find it on sale, definitely a good buy. These are all so dusty. Next up is Godfall. Okay, this was a PS5 launch game. I played this co-op with my friend Ray when it first came out, and it was just very whatever. It's not particularly good. Visually, it's gorgeous, but it's very repetitive. It gets very old after a while, and the ending was one of the worst endings my friend and I have ever seen. I remember we were playing online together when we finished it. We were playing the co-op story, and we were laughing at how horrible the ending of this game was. So I think this is one of those PS5 games you can already find in like a bargain bin for maybe like $15. It's to your discretion if you buy it or not, but it's definitely a game that I'll never touch again in my life. Oh look, Grand Theft Auto 5. I have it sealed. Why? I really don't know. I had Grand Theft Auto 5 on the 360 when it came out, and then I got it for PS4, and then I sold it for PS4, and then I wanted to play it again, and then I bought it digitally for PS4, I think, and then I saw it was out for PS5, and I just wanted to have a GTA in my PS5 collection so it'll look nice next to 6 whenever 6 comes out. I actually, up until now, I forgot that I actually still had this sealed, so that's Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 18th time, and I am the prime reason why GTA 6 has not come out yet, because I've myself bought 5 copies of that game. So yeah. Moving on, you got Gran Turismo 7. I like racing games. I will tell you straight up, I like Forza better. This is way too simmy for me. I played it a couple times. It is very pretty, but it's, again, too simmy. I'm not really a car enthusiast at all, even though I was a car salesman for years. I really don't care. When I play a video game, I want to have fun with it, and this is just too snobby, I guess. and I don't think I'll buy Gran Turismo 8 whenever that eventually comes out. I'm just going to stick with Forza and Forza Horizon from here on out because those games are awesome. Guilty Gear Strive. It's a fighting game. I've never played Guilty Gear before. My cousin begged me to get it so we could play it together, and we played it once. And it's too complicated for me. I'm not really big into the fighting game scene. Like, I'll play Mortal Kombat and stuff, but it's just not really my style. Visually, it's super cool. I will give it that. Very fluid. I don't know. I'm just not a big fighting game fan, and this style particularly too complex with your combos. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. To each their own. I understand people like it a lot. All right, next up we have Horizon Forbidden West. Pretty good game. Definitely better than the first one. It took me years to finish Horizon Zero Dawn. This took me less than 2 weeks, I think. Definitely more engrossing. Gorgeous game. Great acting and dialogue, everything like that. Really, really cool. And it definitely takes the series in a positive direction. I didn't get a chance to play the Burning Shores DLC yet. Eventually I'll get to that. I don't know when. But it's cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Horizon when it comes to open world games. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's definitely one of those, again, must-have PS5 games if you've got a PS5. Just Dance 2021. I don't know. That was one of those, hey, we're in lockdown. It's COVID. And we have this new PS5. What should we do tonight? And I was like, oh, Just Dance is $20 or whatever. We played it once, my wife and I. Never touched it again. And honestly, I don't even like having it in my collection. It looks awkward. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. This is a really cool game. I couldn't wait for this to come out. This was made by the people who made the Majora's Mask CGI movie. Big fans of Zelda. And this definitely takes a lot of inspiration from older Zelda games from like the N64, even the GameCube era. I have it sealed because, one, I didn't think there was going to be a physical copy that came out. It's another one of those games I bought digitally day one. Finished it, and I have no reason to open it. So it's really nice to have this in the collection. I love this game. It's beautiful, really cool combat. It's very short, but again, it's the first game from that studio, Ember Lab, and I'm really excited to see if they make a follow-up or if they make a fresh project. I'm not sure. Just like Grand Theft Auto 5, you have The Last of Us Part 1. I have The Last of Us for PS3, PS4, and then this one now. So my third copy of the same game. But this one actually, got a lot of shit when it released last year for its $70 price point. And again, I like to waste money on video games, so I went ahead and bought it. This was the last game that I bought before my son was born. I remember playing this, and then I just beat it like the day before we had the baby. But it's it is a step up graphically. Other than that, it's the same game. It really is. But I wouldn't say it's worth $70. I'd say it's worth maybe like $40. If you can find it on sale, definitely grab it. If you're a Last of Us fan, or if you've never played The Last of Us, but you watched the show on HBO and you have a PS5 and you're thinking about it, definitely grab it. It's obviously regarded as one of the best games ever made. The stories, it speaks for itself. So yeah, I bought it for a third time. I platinumed it, and I don't know. I probably won't buy it again until they release it for PS6 remastered HD plus whatever. Oh, this game is called Madison. I don't know why I bought this. My cousin was coming over to chill for the night, and I just bought it on a whim on Amazon. It's supposed to be super scary and one of those first-person jump scare games, and we played it for like a half hour, and the graphics were horrible. The performance was horrible, just laggy, lots of frame rate issues. I'll never play this game. A lot of you probably never even heard of it, but it's the Possessed Edition for whatever the hell that means. But yeah, that's a pass for me. Got Marvel's Avengers. I had it on PS4, and I bought it again just to go with the rest of the Marvel games in my collection, which I'll get to here in a second. I didn't finish this game. I thought it was kind of cheesy. I didn't really care for the combat. I think I got to a section where you play as the Hulk, and then I gave up on it. I streamed it a couple times, but I just don't like it, and I really just don't like Kamala Khan as a character. Take that for what you will. I don't think she's that cool. So I just didn't finish this game, and I'm probably not going to either. So, but again, I have it. I think this was actually like $20, so it wasn't too bad of a grab. Next up in the Marvel games here is Guardians of the Galaxy. This game is fantastic. If you have not played this game yet, I strongly recommend it. I would give it a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, but the dialogue between the Guardians throughout the game, like just as you're like walking through missions and stuff, is so good. I like Drax better in this game than I do in the movie or movies. Super good game. Combat's really smooth. It doesn't get old at all, and just like the locations and stuff that you go to are gorgeous. A very fun game, and I did platinum it, but I could see myself playing this again. But I'm really looking for them to announce a second one, which I don't think will be anytime soon, because we have Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and Black Panther coming out, and I think Iron Man. So yeah, it's going to be a while before Guardians 2 comes out, but when it does, I'm definitely going to pick that up day one. I really enjoyed that game. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, just an expansion to Spider-Man 1 for the PS4, and obviously it has the Spider-Man Remastered Edition in it with the different looking Peter Parker that looks stupid. But I platinumed the remaster and Miles Morales. Miles Morales being a short game, 5-6 hours. Gorgeous game. I'm so excited for Spider-Man 2. I already requested a day off work. I will not be working that day. I'll be here playing Spider-Man 2 and Mario Wonder. So obviously, Spider-Man speaks for itself. Spider-Man's clearly the greatest superhero of all time, way better than Batman. So yeah, anyway, moving on. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. It's a pretty good game. Again, I'm not a huge fighting game guy, but I'll always get Mortal Kombat. I've always had them since Super Nintendo with Mortal Kombat 2. Very nostalgic for me. I remember playing Mortal Kombat 2 like with my dad on Super Nintendo, and he would just like uppercut me all the time and piss me off, and I would get mad and cry. But you know, they're just super fun games. Very gory, very violent. Mortal Kombat speaks for itself. If you've never played a Mortal Kombat before, I don't really know what you're doing or why you play video games at all. But yeah, it's a good pickup. You can find this relatively cheap these days too. This is the Neo collection of 1 and 2. Neo, I don't really know. I don't care either. One of those Souls type games, but not a Souls game. So very heavily influenced, kind of like that Stranger to Paradise Final Fantasy game was I mentioned earlier. I never really got into it, and I keep meaning to go back to it. But I would just, anytime I think about playing these, I just think about how I would much rather play Sekiro, because that is the better of the two games or series. But you know, these games definitely have a following. I respect it for what it is. I just never got past. I don't think I got past the first boss, honestly. But yeah, it was a nice pickup, and it's definitely, like I said, on my to playlist. Next up, we have Oddworld Soulstorm. This was another one of those games that was, on PlayStation Plus whenever it came out. Didn't think it was going to get a physical release. I have a couple Oddworld games. I have Munch's Odyssey for the original Xbox, and I don't have a bunch of Oddworld games. I only have 2. I have that one and this one. But I thought that the box for this was really sick. I do have it sealed. I don't plan on opening it, but I just like that nice sleeve for it. It looks really good in the collection. It's just a really cool cover. I do appreciate cover arts a lot, and yeah, I pretty much just bought this for the cover. This is called The Pathless. That you can actually play this on iOS. I don't know if it's on Android, but this is a really cool game. This was one of the first games I got when the PS5 came out. It is not meant for PS5, but for some reason it's there, and I do think it made its way over to Switch and maybe Xbox too. But this was a really cool game. I actually got this as a Christmas present from my mother-in-law in 2020. Super dope game. I really recommend it. Like, Haven't played it since. I played through it once, but it was a really fun game, and a gorgeous art style that you could definitely appreciate. So this is actually a game I would recommend. I would call it a sleeper hit. Definitely get the Pathless if you haven't tried it yet. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. It's Tetris. It's Puyo Puyo. It's pretty cool. I play it once every year, just to get a couple rounds of Tetris in. I played it with my wife a couple times. She wasn't really feeling it. It is what it is. But yeah, I do have it anytime I want to whip out some Tetris. And Puyo Puyo is cool too. Don't get me wrong. It reminds me of Kirby's Avalanche on Super Nintendo, which was a huge game for me as a kid. So when I play this, it kind of reminds me of that. Next up, we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This is a really solid game. This is the second Ratchet & Clank game I've ever had. I never had them for PS2, 3. I did have the one for PS4, but I never played it. Or I do have it. It's up there somewhere. And this one, however, I got the Platinum Trophy for it. I couldn't stop playing it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It definitely takes advantage of what the PS5 offers with warping through different universes, planets, things like that, like in a split second. Really cool game. Another game that is a must-have for any PS5 owner. This game makes me so angry. As somebody who has played all the Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, all that, and mastered those games, this is probably the hardest game I've ever played. I can't beat it. I can't get past the third boss. And I do know a couple people that did beat it, and I'm just like, how did you do that? I hate to admit it, because I like to sit here and be like, oh, I'm super good at every game there is, but this is incredibly hard. But at the same time, it's incredibly good. The tone, the atmosphere, the music, the dual sense, the capabilities that the controller brings with like the rain falling, like when the rain falls on the ground, you can feel it like rainfall in the controller. It's super interesting, very creative. I don't like roguelike games though. I do not like that when you die, you have to start all the way from the beginning of the game. I do appreciate in Dark Souls when you die, you just start back at your last like bonfire. This game's very hard, and I tried to pick it back up and finish it a couple times, and I just can't, and it really aggravates me. And maybe one day I'll get to it, but I honestly don't know. I doubt it. Next up, we got Resident Evil 4. This obviously just came out this year. It's the official remake, not remastered, of RE4. This is another one of those games that I have 1 trillion copies of for no reason other than the fact that it's phenomenal. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and this remake definitely did it justice. The visuals were incredible. It felt scarier than the original. It felt longer than the original, truthfully, and it did such a good job with everything, fully bringing it, like realizing it, from like the village to the castle and the island. It was super good. I haven't got a chance to play it again, because after this I think I went straight to Tears of the Kingdom, and now I'm playing Final Fantasy. But yeah, I mean, I have this for GameCube, Wii, PS4, Switch digitally, and now PS5. I don't know how many copies that is. That's a lot. It's a great game. It's like Grand Theft Auto or Skyrim. It's just one of those games you just keep buying, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize I bought 7 copies of that. Resident Evil 8 Village. This is the collector's edition. It was a really good game, but once you beat it like more than 2 times, it's one of those games that you can. Some Resident Evils, like Resident Evil 4, you can, you can play it once and it takes a long time, good 20 hours or so for one playthrough. This is one of those Resident Evils, like 3, where you can beat it in like less than 2 hours. So once you do that, it gets really repetitive and old, but it's a super cool game. But it just feels like it's holding your hand the whole time, and like everything's it just doesn't feel difficult. Like you can't fail. Like I've beat it in every mode. There's only one trophy I haven't got for it, but it's a really great game, and I appreciate that they went back and updated it and put the third-person mode in. I know a lot of people don't really care for the first-person since Resident Evil 7, and I do hope that with Resident Evil 9, whenever that comes out, that they go back to a third-person view for that too, or at least give you the option. So yeah, Resident Evil 8. If you've never played it and you're a fan of the series, definitely play it. I do strongly recommend it, but it's not my favorite in the series by any stretch of the imagination. But it's definitely not the worst either. Move some stuff around here. Let's drink here. Road's getting grabbed in pockets out. By the way, that is Halo on the original Xbox playing on my CRT TV, and I picked that up on Marketplace for $15 a couple weeks ago. Really great investment. Anyway, next up we have Sackboy: A Great Adventure. This was a launch game for the PS5 whenever it came out. One of the first games I got day one. Really cool game. Kind of reminds me of Super Mario 3D World. Not as good, feels a little stiff at times, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for the Little Big Planet franchise. I hope that they make a sequel to this. Every time there's a showcase, I'm always like, oh, Sackboy 2, I hope they make that. And I'm probably the only one who does that. But it's a really cool game. Really great visuals, great soundtrack, and it's just fun. It's definitely a game that has a lot of replay value too. I didn't platinum it or anything like that. I did finish the game, but it's definitely one of those games you can just turn on and play a couple levels real quick and just shut it back off. I would really recommend this game if you've never got it, or if you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks a little childish. It's really cool. It's PlayStation's equivalent to Mario, so I would strongly recommend getting this game too if you never got it. Ooh, next up, Sifu: The Vengeance Edition. I love this game. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I got it just because it was pretty hyped up. They did a great job marketing it, so I picked it up on the digital store, whatever, the PlayStation store, and I got the Platinum Trophy for this one too. This was a really great game. I couldn't stop playing it. I actually utilized remote play on my phone and played it in my office at my old job. Which nobody really knew about, but whatever. Anyway, this is a fantastic game. Strongly recommend it. And I know it's on Xbox now, it's on Switch, pretty much everywhere, but it was again one of those timed exclusives for the PS5, and I didn't think it was going to get a physical edition either, but when I saw that it did, I had to pick it up immediately. It's another one of those games that I do have sealed. I have no intention to open it, even though I know there's some really cool stuff inside. There's like an art book, lithographs, a digital soundtrack, the steel book. There's a lot here, and I think the price was like $40 too. You can usually find this on sale pretty often. Really great game. If you've never played it, definitely put this on your to playlist. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's a super solid game, and I hope they make a sequel to it. I know they're making a movie to it. I don't care about that, but I hope they make a sequel. This is called Spirit of the North. I don't know why I bought this game. I think it was just one of those things where, oh, I have a new PS5, I want to buy every game for it, and I found it randomly on Amazon. I didn't see any previews for it on like any websites or anything like that. I just saw that you're like a fox and you like run through the snow and shit, and I remember I finished it, but I don't remember what it was about. It was very it's pretty stupid. I don't recommend you getting this game at all. There's probably like 10 people on earth that really like this game. I'm not one of them. I did finish it though. I did pay for it. I'll own up to it, and it'll stay in my collection. So that's Spirit of the North. Another game I bought twice, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I have not got the chance to get Jedi Survivor yet. I do plan on it here pretty soon. But Jedi Fallen Order was a super good game to me. I know some people don't like it. I really enjoyed it. It's another game that I bought twice. I have it on PS4 as well as now PS5 just for the upgraded visuals. And just again, I'm the type of person that I knew that Jedi Survivor was going to be coming out for PS5. So when I saw this, I was like, well, I got to have it in my collection next to Survivor. So I just bought it twice. And I actually haven't beat it on PS5 yet. I finished it on PS4 years ago. But it's a really cool game, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Definitely check this one out. You can play it on pretty much anything but Switch, I think. Another sealed game, I really enjoyed this one. I'm a big cat guy, I'm not gonna lie. I love all animals, but cats, cats are super dope. And so you play as a cat in this game, and you're like in this abandoned world and with robots that talk to cats. And yeah, so Stray was super cool. I know it won a lot of awards. It's a cult following game for cat people, I think. But yeah, you like a cat in an alien world, and that all sounds pretty dope. So I got it digitally, and then I saw there was a physical copy for it, so I picked that up immediately. Again, it's sealed. Not going to open this one. I think it's really cool. I did not like the ending though. Didn't have enough closure for me for the cat. It's kind of sad. He doesn't die or anything, or does he? Anyway, this is Subnautica Below Zero. I don't recommend this game. I bought it just to try something different. It's really stupid. It's a survival game in like a ice alien planet. I'm sure there's some people out there that think these games are cool. I do not. It's just something really weird I picked up. I didn't play it for more than like 2 hours. I was like, yeah, this is really dumb, and I'll never play it again. But yeah, I have it. Subnautica Below Zero. I know there's another one, but I won't play it or look at it or look it up or anything like that. Another game. Oh, it's not incorrectly. Another game that I never tried in that series before, in the Tales series, is Tales of Arise. This is a really cool game, but it is really damn long. It felt like longer than Persona 5 Royal long. It just didn't stop. And I just got to a point where I wanted to like skip the cutscenes, and I don't do that ever in games. This is just a lot to take in. Really cool game. The combat is awesome. It's very pretty art style. I'll definitely try another Tales game when one comes out. But with this one, the dialogue is so cheesy. Like some of these games like this, just I cringe when I hear the characters talk. But it was a cool game. I definitely would say it's a 7 out of 10 for me. And I think you can find this one at a pretty good sale these days too. So if you ever do see Tales of Arise on sale, I would actually recommend picking it up just to give it a shot. I think there might be a demo out too. I don't remember. All right, we're down to 2 left. Got Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Obviously, this is a spin-off or it's a Borderlands spin-off. And I have all the Borderlands games, and I don't like any of them. And I know I'll get a lot of shit for that because I know Borderlands is huge. It's just not for me. I tried Borderlands 1 so many times, and then I picked this up, and I never played Borderlands 2 or 3. I have them up in the collection somewhere, but I never got to them. And I never played this one for more than about 2 hours too. It looks really cool, but I don't like the board. There's like a board game, like overworld. I think that's what it seemed like to me. Definitely was turned off by that immediately. But the cover art's cool. It looks good in the collection. So yeah, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. One day I'll get to this, but not anytime soon. And the last one of my PS5 collection, which is another one which, geez, it's not in properly. It's the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. This game comes with Uncharted 4 and Uncharted, oh my god, The Lost Legacy. That's embarrassing. I forgot. It's a forgettable spin-off game. But Uncharted 4 is super good. I actually never played any of these games until last year, and I played all 4 of them, well, all 5 of them, one after another, and for the first time, actually. And I don't know what I was waiting for. Obviously, they're very akin to The Last of Us. They're made by Naughty Dog, like the same game in just different settings. It was really cool. It's like watching a really awesome movie, and I really liked it. I don't know, I heard rumors that they're done. Naughty Dog is moving on with the Uncharted franchise, which is sad that I just got into it. So hopefully money talks, so they can say they're done with it, but that's like them saying they won't make The Last of Us 3. Like, come on. So there you have it. That is my PS5 collection, and that's just one console, and these are just some of my games. I have games all over the place here. So I think the next video I will just go down the line from newest to oldest. I think the next video I'll do is my Xbox Series X collection. and then I'll do like Switch and Wii U, PS4, all the way down to Super Nintendo. So like I said, I wanted to get back and make a video just to kind of show my face in the gaming community. I'm a huge gamer, always have been, always will. I don't care what anybody has to say to that. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, you play video games so much or whatever. Look, who gives a shit? Go to work, pay your bills, play games. That's all you gotta do in life. That's my advice for you today. So yeah, if you stuck around all the way through the video, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my collection. Hopefully there's some games in there that you might want to check out now. And again, in the comments below, let me know if there's a game that I don't have that you think that I should be playing on PS5, and I'll definitely put it on my list and check it out whenever I can. So again, please like the video, hit the subscribe button. This is Mark from Mark That Complete. That feels weird to say that. I haven't said that in 3 years. This is Mark from Mark That Complete signing off. Have a great rest of your day.